Hey, how are you doing there? Once again, sorry I've been absent for a few days, but I had a friend visiting. Came down from Jersey, first stop in Tennessee. He came up to see me on his way back to New Jersey. People really seem to love the what's going on videos. I don't know if I do a subset of what's going on, rather what's happening. It's still a what's going on video. Actually, a tremendous amount has happened since then, but there's observations that I wished I'd included in the prior one. By the way, I went to Sam's Club today, and I know this is anecdotal, but they set the alarm off because someone had a basket full of groceries, and they were like wheeling out at high speed on the basket, stealing the groceries. I went there and I got nothing, by the way. I got 2 bags of chicken strips, 2 of those roasted chickens and bubbles, some mashed potatoes, a package of steaks, not a whole lot else, and that was like $220. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't know how people do it. Yeah, I know I'm fat. I believe it or not, just lack of exercise. I don't eat that tremendous much. It's just not enough exercise. Things are just getting. I keep asking people, ask everybody everywhere I go, almost like an investigative journalist. I really do this. Like, how are you making it? Everybody tells me credit cards, or they're borrowing from their 401k. They're taking out money against their house. I see businesses. This is actually a really stable economy in Lexington. There's certain depressed areas of the country where it's like, it's always been bad, and now it's like really, really bad. Lexington is not one of those. The fact that I'm actually seeing horrors here tells me a whole lot about the rest of the country. Theft globally has skyrocketed. I went to one of my favorite retail stores. It's a rather large chain. I think it's like 60 stores. Just in the past 2 weeks, they put up cameras everywhere and big screens. We're watching you. People are just robbing every place just like crazy. They really, really are. And I've asked a lot of people about this. It's not anecdotal. It's happening, and it's bad. So theft globally has skyrocketed like crazy. Food has skyrocketed. You know this as well as I do. Fuel as well. Production is failing. That's not my opinion. That's a fact. Shortages have no end in sight. I know one guy that works for a dealership, of a major car dealer, Toyota dealership. They said the owner is pooping razor blades. That's kind of a southern say. In other words, he's scared to death. Can't get vehicles. The vehicles they have are really high, and nobody wants to buy them. So, he's got lot lizards. I don't know if you know lot lizards are like car salesmen. Got lot lizards. He's laying off. Can't sell a car. Has no cars to sell. Nobody has the money to buy a car. The very mesh, the very fabric that keeps society civil and going is 100% flat out going bust. 100% certain that it's kind of coming down to this year. One thing I'm begging you to have is situational awareness. Just keep an eye. Most people don't. They go from work to home to work to home, and then they go to the grocery store really quick, and they come home, and they watch a movie. And I know why not to watch the news. They're liars, they're cheats, they're losers. I know why nobody's watching the news. I'm not saying watch the news. I'm just saying keep your eyes open. The one thing everybody keeps asking, either news or in the world, is like, why is all this stuff going on? It makes no sense. No, it's perfectly by design. You do have a significant amount of people that are colluding. A long-term plan, and everything is falling into place. And I'm going to give a perfect example of that. I'm going to call him Klaus. I'm going to call him Klaus Q-Tip. I'm not going to say his name. I'm going to call him Klaus Q-Tip. He kicked off this year's B20 meeting in Indonesia Monday by calling for a wholesale restructuring of the world's. Look this up too, by the way. You can watch the video of Mr. Q-Tip. You will own nothing and be happy. Yeah. About McFly. Restructuring the world's economic, political, social, ecological systems. During his call for a global overhaul, Captain Schicklgruber, Sauerkraut, Q-Tip, I'm going to leave that out since that mentions who it is, said this restructuring will not only take several years to accomplish, but will likely include the suffering, the suffering of the ordinary people. Where's my pipe at? I don't know where my pipe is. It disappeared somewhere. Yeah, suffering of the ordinary people. He also said, sauerkraut Schickelgruber. I'm half German, by the way. Okay, don't accuse me of picking on the Germans. All right. Sauerkraut Schickelgruber Q-Tip said, if you look at the challenges, we can speak about multi-crisis, economical, political, social, ecological, institutional crisis. But actually, we have to confront a deep, systematic, and structural restructuring of the world. Jawohl! You will eat the bugs? That's not funny, actually. All of this will take some time. And the world will look very differently after we have gone through this transitional process. Okay, this is what Schickelgruber Sauerkraut Q-Tip said. Yeah. The best part is, it is going to include the suffering of the ordinary people. Jawohl! This guy is a Bond character. You know, like the white guy, the guy that's, what's his name? Dr. No, he's petting the white cats. You will die! No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die! Pure. These people are unelected goons. I hate to say this, and please don't take it personally, but you are responsible for an unelected goon like this destroying your life, my life, everybody else's life. People are spineless jellyfish. If you want to know, remember that movie V for Vendetta, which is incredibly prophetic? And he spreads the video out there to all the spineless boobs and sheeple. And the guy in the mask, V, he says, if you're looking for someone to blame, you need look no further than the mirror. Oh man, what a prophetic movie. If you haven't seen V for Vendetta, which I've probably seen it 10 times, you should probably see it. If you haven't seen it, there's something wrong with you. You've had your head up your bum, or you've been living in a cave or something. So prophetic. Anybody that's asking the questions like, why is all this stuff going on? Because the United States has tons of fuel, tons of gas, propane. We supposedly have like 500 years worth of oil. The United States does. 500 billion barrels of oil in Saudi Arabia. There is no actual real fuel shortage. There's not. This is all contrived. This is all by design. Nobody should be asking the question. The evil people, what's the difference between a conspiracy and the truth? About 9 months. The Schickelgruber Sauerkraut Q-Tip here. That's pretty good. I got to remember that one. Schickelgruber Sauerkraut Q-Tip here. Told you. We're going to have the suffering of the ordinary people. The world will look very differently after we've gone through this transition process. You know what transition process means? Global reset, new world order, tyranny. There'll be no middle class anymore. There'll just be a bunch of stinking, spineless, blathering sheep and peons, and a bunch of rich oligarchs that are sipping wine and eating crumpets, looking down. Like, look at the little people down there working really hard. Oh my God. Groß Gott, what a spectacle. Yeah, the guy that's running the largest retail chain on earth, I'm going to call him Bozo. I don't want to say his real name. Mr. Bozo was interviewed with his rent-a-date. She's just sitting next to him. Yeah, with his rent-a-date right next to him. I'm sitting on the couch. He's telling everybody, he said, don't buy TVs or new cars. They just fired 10,000 workers. Yeah. The guy, by the way, who's the disciple of Herr Sauerkraut Schickelgruber Q-Tip, who is, I'm going to call him Un Petit Castro. Yeah, the guy up north there. Castro, yeah, Mini Castro. You see the conflict he had, the verbal conflict and the tongue lashing that Chairman Z gave to him, to Un Petit Castro? I'm going to call him Winnie the Pooh and Justina, actually. Winnie the Pooh really went after Justina Castro. Yeah, Justina Castro. Yeah, Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh tore a few strips off of Justina Castro. You should not be asking yourself this question now, and a lot of people are, because I listen really closely and have great situational awareness. A lot of people are asking, why is this going on? This makes no sense. If you're one of these evil people, from the perspective of their warped minds, this is perfectly logical, is what is necessary to restart the system. They're literally they're throwing sand in the engine while it's running. People are like, why are you doing that? It doesn't make any sense. It makes perfect sense. They're trying to literally destroy. You got one group of these demons that are chewing the wiring under the inner harness of the global economic car. You got other people that are throwing sand in the gasoline compartment. They're trying to stop it. It's like, okay, it's not to stop. We can replace it with something better. Yeah, something better is where there's digital currency. The government watches and tracks everything you do, everything you buy. You're an unarmed, clawless, spineless jellyfish, and they're in control of absolutely everything. You should not be asking. By the way, did you see the fact where the head of Ukraine, that short little guy with the scruffy beard, what's his name? Zelensky, is trying to kick off World War III. Did you see where that guy was trying to kick off World War III by blaming Russia for the munitions that were dropped on Poland and killed those 2 people in Poland? I mean, it's blatantly the fact that it's their own. Yeah, and I'm no apologist for the Russians and what they're doing in Ukraine, okay? So don't even accuse me of that. Did you see where he was trying to kick off World War III, trying to bring NATO in to the fray? Oh yeah, the Russians did it, yeah. Ach du lieber und Scheiße, excuse me, that was German. I should have been speaking in Ukrainian. Боже мой, блядь, ужасно. There we go. I had to switch from German to Russian. Did you see that? You'd be like, oh no, the Russians went after the Russian munitions dropped on Poland. Oh no, they were Ukrainian actually. These people are unelected goons. Oh, by the way, apparently the United Kingdom is imploding. It's folding up like a cheap $5 card table. Chancellor Jeremy Hunt has unveiled his autumn statement vowing to get the government books back on track. Tax burdens have hit the highest levels since World War II. Jeremy Hunt hammers middle-class earners and lets energy bills rise to £3,000 within the UK. It's already in recession, but he delays the most massive $45 billion squeeze until after the election. So the UK is about to tax the living piss snot out of every man, woman, and child, and they're going to let the energy bills run rampant like a bull in a china shop. The UK, by the way, did you see that bond maneuver that the UK pulled off about 2 months ago? To literally save their butt. They bought a bunch of bonds. It's literally a stopgap. The UK is ready to fold up, no exaggeration, like a cheap card table, economically. By the way, I'm going to give you a little history lesson, since the ultimate coin of the realm is force. Okay, I'm not advocating anything, by the way. There's this stuff, by the way, this is rubber-coated lead, right here, by the way, is lead. The coin of the realm down here is lead, lead, lead. By the way, it goes, once again, it goes plastic, i.e. credit cards, debit cards, plastic, paper, gold, silver, and lead. Did you know all depleted uranium ends up in lead? All lead is depleted uranium. So you have the peons down here with lead. Right above it, which are penetrators and defense armor for tanks and other vehicles, is DU, depleted uranium. Yeah, that's the step between uranium and lead. So lead is the answer to everything in total breakdown. And right above that, there's a special type of lead that governments like, which is way better than normal lead. And that's uranium, because all lead is depleted uranium. Specifically U-235. It's all lead. Uranium and lead are the same thing. Lead is depleted uranium. Look that fact up if you don't believe me. Lead is depleted uranium. Uranium is actually a very rare, naturally occurring element. Normally rare. It doesn't really occur naturally. It's always depleted uranium. Most of the Earth's warmth from the mantle is the heat generated by depleted uranium. We get lead. There's a reason why lead is poisonous, nearly the same as uranium. It's heavy, a lot of the same properties as uranium. So, yeah, the coin of the realm is force, and governmental lead is U-235. Tank lead is DU, depleted uranium, for penetrators and plating, armor plating. And bipedal lead is just conventional. This is not funny at all. Schools are teaching Marxism. I don't care what you think about the United States. I really, really don't care. Like, it's like 1 in every 3 college person interviewed is like, oh yeah, I don't like the United States. Like, they spent their entire life here. They live an easy life, but they've been taught to hate this country. Marxism is being taught on the college and the high school level. Everybody should homeschool their kids, by the way. It's going to collapse. It's going to. The only thing I'm saying is prepare yourself, prepare yourself, prepare yourself. If you don't, you're just flat out a fool. I mean, you just are. You're just flat out a fool. Buy food, have a retreat plan. Do not capitulate to tyranny. Don't be a spineless jellyfish. Don't capitulate to tyranny. But all of this is going down. So you have Herr Schicklgruber Sauerkraut Q-tip telling, the ordinary people need to suffer. His words, not mine. And the world will look very differently after we've gone through this transition process. By transition process, he means total upheaval, destruction, suffering, death, people freezing to death, fuel shortages. You don't want to see what his definition of transition process entails. You don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. This is not some sort of harebrained tinfoil hat conspiracy stuff. And this guy is the guy that is the god of little Justina and that horse-faced chick in New Zealand. And several others. That's the guru. People are controlling 2 countries. There's more than 2 countries. That's their guru. That's the person that taught them how to think. These are the people that are following out his plans. Over the top. It's still accurate. I like to use a little bit of humor. People think it's funny. I don't do that stuff normally in daily life, but I make somebody laugh. But there's nothing to laugh about this. I'm struggling to pay the bills. I know you're struggling to pay the bills unless you're rich or something like that. All in the same boat, but I will not capitulate to tyranny. Never going to happen. Tattooed monkey doesn't capitulate to tyranny and totalitarianism. Yeah. I lead a simple, clean, pure, free life. Anybody doesn't like it, they can go, well, I'll let you finish that sentence. Tell me what you think. I read every comment. Believe it or not, yes, I do. And sometimes it takes a long time, but I actually enjoy reading every comment. Except for the really, really nasty ones. I'm like, oh, okay, this person hates me. Who cares? Whatever. Have a good week.